Hey there, and thanks for joining me again. So the title of this tech tip is Execution Layout, and what I mean by that is the layout that you see when you click the execute button and your program starts to execute. So that can be controlled, and I'll show you how we do that. So let me just execute this program and I'll show you what happens. So you can see the screen has changed there. And if you ever notice that happening, that's not something that has to happen. It can if you want, but we can control that by a simple change in the setup options. Okay, so let's stop that and I'll show you how we can change that. Stop that and cancel the execution. So we're back in our programming layout. So we basically have two layouts. First we have our program layout, which is what you see here, and we have our execution layout, which is what happens when we start executing a program. So let's first assume that we want a specific layout that's different than our program layout during execution. So we'll set it up as we like it and it will always do that. Okay, so let's execute again. So what I'll do is pause the program, pause the execution, and arrange the layout in a layout that I want. So I'll close the probe readout window. I'll set up some other windows, open some other windows, open the status window. I'll make it big like that and you'll see why in a minute. I'll arrange this like that. Okay, so let's run this. And you can see there with each feature that's measured, we get an instant feedback on the output of that result. Okay, so I like that. I want that to happen every time, so let's stop that. Cancel the execution, press execute again. There we go. So every time we execute, it will be that layout that you see here. So sometimes I've had students ask, why does it always pop to this screen? And they don't want it to do that. So let's change that. We'll make our execution layout the same as our programming layout. So let's set up our layout the way we like it. Okay, so I have my programming layout the way I want it, and I also want this to be the execution layout. So the way we do that is in setup options, F5 on the keyboard. If we scroll down, we can see the selection there called Use Program Layout for Execution, and that's what I want. So check that. We'll set that as the default and OK to save. Okay, so let's execute this and you'll see that the screen will remain the same. There we go. So that's what I wanted. So a lot of people don't know that you can control that. Okay, so that's it. So let's stop that and cancel. There you go. So just a quick little tip on how to control your program layout and your execution layout. Well, I hope you found this useful. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Hey, so while I've still got your attention, I just wanted to take a moment to promote our e-learning training program. If you like my tech tips, then you may want to check out our series of instructional e-learning videos. Our CMM e-learning courses are internet-based and cover the complete PC-DMIS training courses from start to finish. This will be the same material covered in our classroom training, with the added convenience of allowing you to view them whenever and wherever you want. For more information, please visit the training section of our website.